So do you find tree houses how do they manifest as a family space then? Have you seen that?
I have lots of space, lots of activity to sharing spaces. It's rarely a unique solo experience. But at the same time, it's also a space where grown-ups can go to sit and read and listen to music. So often, mum, possibly dad as well, space for yoga, space for wellness, space for health. So often that's also, at the back of the mind of the buying parent, that it's a family space. So we create large decks, for example, that surround and wrap the treehouse at different heights so that there is space. There might be soft furnishings, there might be bean bags, outdoor bean bags. There's amazing kit that you can add and accessorize the treehouse with to make it an outdoor lounge, an outdoor space. And that escape, for a few hours on a Saturday morning where the family come away from the family house, that, within that family house, they're surrounded by all of those items that are pulling us away from that, the TV screen, the computer, the formality of the family house, and to step out into the garden and hopefully into a sort of secret space within that garden. There may or may not actually be a tree involved with it, which is, it's often the case that a garden doesn't have a substantial tree.
So then you create a space around the base of something, or do you build tree houses not in trees?
Yeah, we do all the time. So we always advocate that we are a treeless treehouse company in many ways, because we don't use the tree for structure. We don't bolt and screw to the tree. The tree is an architectural space that we can use, or a group of trees. But sometimes there are gardens that don't have trees, but they will have bushes or foliage. They will have space within the garden where we can still float a treehouse.
Fantastic.
Or we can encourage, which often happens with a build where the garden is being landscaped. So we're in at an early stage, which is the best time for us to be in, so we can occupy that fantasy imagination space.
Lovely.
And then allow a landscaper to plant around it.
Oh wow!
There was one project.
So there's the family, back to the family space.
Yes.
And so you're creating it. You can create it absolutely anywhere.
A project we did in Windsor, where we built the treehouse, and then the landscaper planted trees, large trees
Around it.
Well, within it, they were popping up through the decks.
Okay.
So it was planted. So it turned into a sort of jungle adventure. And looked absolutely stunning. But the foliage came in after the treehouse.
Interesting. Yeah. I was going to ask you, in terms of the family space, obviously the treehouse is in theory created for the children, but it's created for the family, so it's used as a family space. Have you had any surprises about how it's been used, or?
Oh goodness. I guess no surprises, because there's not a lot that can surprise us with.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because we're just opening the door, the metaphorical door to this wonderful play space. It's beautiful when we get to go back to projects and discuss with the whole family. On occasions we've been back and seen children outside, sat in the scramble net, or sat high up in a treetop walkway between trees, sitting, laying. I'm a big believer that children like and enjoy to just sit. And we almost forget that. We're trying to sort of fill their lives with action-packed activity. And for the children just to escape escape the grown-ups, escape
So do
the family
boys like to
house.
sit? Sorry, because I just want to. I've got two girls, right?
Yeah.
So and I've come into a relationship late in life with that. I've got two grown-up boys, but
Yeah.
I always thought boys were very much more active than girls. Girls are very screamy at a younger. But you were saying that children
Yeah.
like to sit and chill in the
Yeah.
tree houses. So you
It's a
create
real-
this gorgeous space
Real revelation. I mean, I'm a parent and
of two boys.
of two boys, and I think it's definitely something I learnt, not from them or from me as a grown-up raising my two boys, but from my observations when we've then found out from the families how they're using the space. And so often what comes back is the chilled, quiet, slow time that they spend together having conversations, but those conversations are fueled by being immersed in nature.
So my next question was going to be, why do you think tree houses contribute so much more to family life than screens? But you just said that. You said it slows you down.
Yeah.
It brings you together in a way, in conversations, in a place where there's nothing else. It's like it's nature. So have you found that? Is that...
Yeah, I mean, slow is the best way to experience nature. I mean, if we really want to enjoy nature, we walk slowly. Everything slows down. And that's what we do. That's our natural space. That's our instinctive space. Everything we're doing in life is working against that. And that's why we get tired. That's why we get exhausted. The minute we slow down, we really understand nature better. Nature works at a different speed to us. Nature isn't fast. Nature is slow. You think of, come straight back to the tree.
Yeah.
You know, we mentioned earlier that it might take 100 years to grow. Its time frame is really different to us as not just human beings, but in, childhood is quick. In
It is actually.
15 years, 18 years, it's gone.
And it's sped up even more so now in modern life. Isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not 18 years. It's it's sort of age 3, 4, 5. So it's 10 years. It's a short space of time. So to slow that down, or provide the space for that to slow. Obviously, boys, girls, they all need action. But in any treehouse, there are action elements. There might be a climbing wall, there might be a scramble net, there might be a bridge. So there are spaces to be fast. Those are access points to the slow space.
How lovely.
Thanks for listening to the Treehouse Life Podcast. If this episode sparked your imagination, follow along and stay connected. You can find more of our work, stories from the treetops, and adventures around the world at Treehouse Life HQ. Until next time, keep exploring.